What's up, everybody? We are back with another motherfucker this week. We got 2 podcasts this week. We're gonna try to get back up to doing 2 a week, maybe even 3 a week, if we see some more engagement. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys let me know. Also, first and foremost, if you haven't already, please take a moment. If you want to help the podcast grow, if you like the content that we're doing here, please do me a favor. Log into YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe, and here's why. You are the algorithm. So if you watch shit and you like it and you subscribe to it, the algorithm automatically is like, oh, this is cool content. This is what people are into, and they show it to more people. And if you want to even go a step further because you're feeling cray, go to patreon.com/JaredSingerLive. And you can join the Patreon. This is the best way to help support the podcast financially. There's a few reasons we need to do this. Obviously, we have bills to pay. You know, we got an electric bill that goes through the roof because there's also want to make the podcast a hell of a lot better. So we need to upgrade gear, and we also got to maintain the shit we got, right? So that's where the Patreon come on. If you notice, if you've been watching a long time, you know this podcast has started to look better. It's started to sound. We're starting to get more guests on. That's all. So go to Jared Singer Live at patreon.com, patreon.com/JaredSingerLive, and you can sign up for, there's a range of different tiers and shit like that. There's bonus content in there now. We're doing even more. We've got even more shit lined up. So make sure that you guys go over there and do that if you want to help support the podcast beyond just hitting that sexy little thumbs up there. All right, enough of the shameless shit. All talking about this latest fuck channel, but here's the deal. We had a COVID scare. Production got delayed, but it's on the way. Head on over to my YouTube channel. At the top of my page, it's featured channel, latest fuck. Go hit subscribe on that fucker too. That way you know when shit's coming out. We got it coming out soon. It's me, Sean Ware. We're gonna react to old shit, music videos, commercials, movies, TV shows, just music, old news, all kinds of crazy shit, because we want to just have like a retroactive look at they're still good. It'll be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, enough of my shameless shit. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Shooter Lube, America's best gun care system. It is not sex out of all of your sex holes. I know you guys are a bunch of perverts, so that's why I have to give that disclaimer now. That way I can't possibly get sued. All right. Here we go. The Shooter Lube military grade cleaning solvent has you cleaning your gun better than ever. Shooter Lube military grade cleaning solvent is odorless. No water, fully evaporates, leaves no residue. There's no hazardous ingredients per the EPA. It has a high flash point, it's non-corrosive, and it does not freeze, and it's non-flammable. The extreme weapons oil, that's the second stage. It's a 2-part system. Standard gun lubricants and others. This shit's different. It's built different. Okay, the cutting edge lube penetrates deep into the pores of the metal. It's biodegradable, non-flammable, non-toxic, 100% synthetic, has low odor, non-staining, rust and corrosion protection, and it reduces wear and friction. Shooter Lube is offering free shipping on all orders over $35. Head over to shooterlube.com and use promo code SINGER to join the revolution and save 15%. That's exclusive for y'all, 15%. All right, this episode of the podcast is also sponsored by WeHost.WernerElements.com. Werner Elements is your partner in growth. If you guys are a small-time content creator looking to go full-time, if you guys make shit out of wood, I got a couple buddies that are like woodworkers and shit like that, right? Maybe you're a podcaster like me. Maybe you're a musician like me. Maybe you're a painter like my wife. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. If you're looking to take your side hustle and make it full-time, or maybe you're just looking to monetize and start making a few dollars off your side hustle, here's what you got to do. First things first, you got to get a website. So head over to WeHost.WernerElements.com and take advantage of this exclusive deal for JSE listeners, the Extravaganza listeners, okay? All the Jamies out there, okay? Use promo code SINGER, and for less than $100, you're going to get free domain registration Okay, unlimited bandwidth, unlimited emails, unlimited storage, and a carbon-free footprint. Okay, it's powerful shared web hosting. Okay, for under $100, you get all of that shit. Free domain registration, the whole nine. That's where you start your deal, okay? Then you go to regular WernerElements.com. So not WeHost.WernerElements, but you go to regular WernerElements.com, and then you can contact Scott and the team over there, and they will help you customize a complete design for what you're trying to do from top to bottom. How much engagement do you want? How much interaction do you want? Do you want it automated? Do you want to be on top of it? Doesn't matter. It's up to you. They're going to set that up for you. So hit them up for a down to the penny price. Written quote. It's very in-depth, very thorough. These are the guys I work with. These are the guys that host my website. Old friend of mine, very good dude, very hard worker, very passionate about helping small businesses and startups and artists and things like that. So head on over to wehost.wernerelements.com. That's wehost, WEHOST.wernerelements, WERNERELEMENTS.com. Use promo code SINGER at checkout. Get all that shit for $100, son. All right. I don't know why I suddenly went that way with it, but all right. My guest for tonight is Eric Vobejda. He's been on the podcast before. I'm very excited to have him on. Guitar player for Via. He's done a bunch of other shit. Very cool dude. Very excited to have him on. So with no further ado, let's get this bitch. Yeah, because I had you lined up for one of my last podcasts in September, and I was going to go get that fucking... Last time you were on, we talked about this beer. And, of course, I can't remember the name of it again.
Was it the Deftones beer?
No, it's a jalapeno cream ale.
Oh, the Jack Pine, yeah.
No, I was going to get it, but anyways, we had to reschedule, so now I'm doing Sober October.
Oh, are you? Yeah.
So it was just like, fuck. But... It is what it is.
It is October,
isn't it?
Oh, yeah, so I'm drinking by myself the wine then?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Go for it, dude.
Yeah.
Get smashed.
No,
I'm just refraining from beverages of the alcoholic type.
Good for you. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm doing the same sort of as well. So,
man, this shit is all over the place. Hopefully it stabilizes now that we're in the stream.
Yeah, bro.
I certainly hope so. So, Eric, welcome. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, brother.
Cheers.
Appreciate it. Cheers to you.
It's only bad luck to...
Part 3.
Cheer with... That's right. You've already been on twice now, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
God, that's right. I almost thought it was just the once.
Yep.
That's
well, thanks for having me, man.
No,
I had a really busy summer, as always, probably more so than ever. I mean, 2020 was really busy for me. And then this year just kind of was the...
Like busy in a good way, right?
Yeah, the rescheduled year, is what it is. So, and then that's going into next year. We were supposed to play 2 gigs this year that got canceled. That were good gigs. Andrew WK being one of them, and Power Man 5000 being another one. And that was luckily only the major ones that got canceled, I guess. So, other than that, everything has been cool. So,
did you guys? Did you guys announce something around April Fool's Day that was an April Fool's joke?
The Korn tour.
That's what it was.
Yeah. So, absolutely genius idea, because that, I wouldn't say nowhere near viral, but it definitely caught a lot of attention, not just in Minnesota, like around the entire United States. My singer, Jason, good friend of mine, he didn't even tell anybody that he was doing this idea. He just posted it as like our cover photo on Facebook, and everybody's like, "Woo, congratulations!" Blah blah blah. Like, because it was so believable, it looked exactly as it would, to the point where we're like,
I
just
bought it.
Leave it up until we get what's the term?
Cease and desist.
Yeah, that's what we were going for, actually. We were like, what do we have to lose? They're not going to take this seriously. But a lot of people thought it was going to happen because it was like official dates and everything across next year, the beginning of the year. So it'd be cool if anybody from Korn's listening, just take us on tour. That'd be rad. But it will be going on during the time of my childbirth, so I'm going to have to take my wife on the road for that. So you're going to have a baby in,
Do you know what you're having?
I do. I'm keeping it a surprise actually because we're gonna do
A reveal.
a reveal. Yeah.
What's the reveal?
The reveal's gonna be really cool. Huge horror fans, my wife and I are, and we're gonna, without giving it too much away, it's gonna be horror themed with like a pumpkin and stuff like that. So
you're gonna go Gallagher on it and smash a pumpkin?
no. Maybe at the deleted scenes.
My favorite
part,
gender. My favorite gender reveal. They do usually in the South, like in Texas, where they have a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah,
and they'll take the color, and it'll be in an innocuous looking pouch, and they'll tape it to a fucking thing of tannerite.
What's tannerite? I guess I don't know.
Tannerite makes some big explosions.
Okay.
And so
it's like a dynamite. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But like dynamite on steroids. And you just shoot it, and it boom, and you put it up for that color.
And then it's pink or blue or whatever. Yeah.
That's the coolest one. That's the least stupid. The dumb ones, dude. The dumb ones are like when dude like gets a baseball and they like toss it to him and he whiffs completely and it falls on the ground and it's like wah, wah.
I watch a lot of fail army ones of those. There's like a whole section dedicated to those like couples things, and it's fantastic. That's like another weekly watch.
Fail army shit.
Fail army stuff, yeah. It's just, we actually, there was a screen down in my rehearsal studio where I just all of a sudden like, let's change the vibe. Let's just play Fail Army every time we rehearse and see what happens. And we were all laughing the whole time and having a really good time because we just be like playing the song like normal, rehearsing for a set, and then keep laughing. But then also that kind of lowers the production, productivity of us writing something. So.
That's always the tough balance in fight that we have, isn't it? Like you have your rehearsal space, you want to make it comfortable so you guys want to be there, but then a lot of guys like pimp that motherfucker out to where it's too comcomfortable, and then they don't
there's
get
a
shit
happy
done.
medium you got to find.
Like I'm a big advocate of the zero couches and I've been on the other end of this. I've had couches in rehearsal space. That's why I can say this with somewhat confidence. A little different if you're sharing a space. A little different if you have a huge ass band.
Yeah.
But I think no couches in the rehearsal space is not necessarily a bad idea. Because guys get too comfortable.
Exactly.
Shit like that.
You sit around for too long. I like where you have a rehearsal and then the place that you go get comfy is when you go outside and like smoke or talk or whatever, That's a nice part because you kind of stop. You either keep talking about your band or you talk about fucking football or something else, something completely different, which is, I think, very healthy in productivity, like taking a piss, and
do you think
coming back with an idea?
Yeah. But I'm sorry, I had to jump in. Do you think that's one of the reasons Minnesota got such an elite level of deep field of musicians is because like it's cold in the winter, so when we walk out of our rehearsal space, we can't dick around for very long. We get so cold so fast, we're like, all right, let's go back in where it's warm. Whereas, like, if we were in the South and it was beautiful, or if we were in Cali and it was beautiful year-round, you walk outside, maybe that break, instead of being 5-10 minutes to huff down a cigarette real quick, maybe it's 20 minutes, half hour.
Yeah, totally. I think that's why, like, music in the actual, so think about it, like music in the Midwest or music in Europe, for example.
Europe,
yep. That's where a lot of good music really comes from, truthfully. A lot more artists, maybe, in a sense, because of maybe something similar to that, Yeah. A lot more time sitting inside, shooting the shit, watching Pornhub, being on Ultimate Guitar.
Yeah, I wonder about that a lot because like there's scenes that pop up built around usually like a sound, right? So you got like the LA sound from way back in the day.
Yeah.
And you've got the New York sound that popped up back in the day. And you got the Seattle sound from the 90s. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
And obviously the bigger the city, I think the more people, which means the more consumers, the better chance at a live show. So the better chance to build that kind of culture. But I just always think about how lucky we are in Minneapolis because we have so many great musicians just like right around the corner. Whereas if you're in LA, yeah, there's 30 million people there, but you have to sift through a lot of dog shit to find some dope people.
Yeah. Where I grew up from, trying to find a band, and my old bass player being one of them, from, you know, beyond 10 years ago, he still has he has to outsource to, you know, a completely different state to find somebody, because there's certain areas where there's an amazing guitar player or drummer that's just sitting in a closet somewhere rehearsing nonstop, but he doesn't communicate with anybody else, you know. So down here, obviously, you have a lot more options. Moving to the city, I experienced that quite a bit, but it's not completely oversaturated like it would be in Chicago or in LA, you know.
That's what's interesting to me. Chicago's such a big city. Why don't they have a good music culture?
I don't know. I guess I played there a bunch. I don't know much about the state.
They have a great music culture for consuming music, but not raising musicians. Very few artists come from Chicago.
Well,
and it's not a poor city.
No, I think that's arguable, but to an extent, different generations, you know. I mean, you have Cheap Trick and Chevelle and other bands that did come from there, but it's big gaps, you know.
Sure.
I've heard that a lot about Boots, the dude that is from, in a different topic, but a similar idea. The dude from Eagles of Death Metal, Josh Homme, said there's only a good mustache that comes around like every 10 years. You got, you know, Freddie Mercury,
the Eagles of Death Metal.
And then you have Boots Electric, you know. And now I'm kind of going with now you have Eric Vobejda, you know. So
nice.
Because I had I've had so many people compliment, so I'm not like bragging about it, but I've had a lot of people compliment. But I was out at Louder Than Life in Kentucky a couple weeks ago, and I was walking to go see a band, and somebody walked by me, and they just said, "What a shitty fucking mustache." And I'm like, wow, you're the first person that I've heard say that. You know, maybe a lot of people have, but I don't know, you know, at least that I overheard, you know, so it's kind of funny.
My guitar player, Dalton, has got the biggest cop stash going on right now. I mean, it's just a straight up Ned Flanders fucking comb on his lip. You know what I mean?
Caterpillar kind of thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah, just a perfectly, it looks like a comb, like an old school comb, just chill in there. It's hilarious.
I don't know if I said it last time, but my wife said she loves me more now that I have this, you know.
The stash?
So, yeah.
I mean, it works for you, dude. You look good, dude.
My old man had one his whole life. He's still alive. But he got rid of his mustache about a decade ago or so. And now I'm used to him without it, but I, as a kid, remember that, you know. So I guess it makes sense. Yeah. What are you checking?
Just want to double check that it's all up and running and working good. Yep, looks good.
Cool, man.
I'll just keep an eye on it on my old left eye here. So yeah, you said fucking 2020 was super busy for you. 2021 is kind of a makeup year for that.
Yep.
As well. What do you guys got coming up? You guys got any tours coming up?
Nothing is prepared. There's shows already going into next year and all that stuff that are like already booked, but we got to finish this record more than anything. As far as the Via band goes, you know, the music's ready to go. It's just getting it accomplished, because that's the next thing. You do that, then you go play a bunch of shows or hop on a tour, a couple, and go from there.
What's up, Brad?
I'm finished with just about finished with another record too. Well, I did.
Is Chicago from Chicago?
I would assume, yeah. You might have to Google it. I would assume. You know, but I actually don't know. It'd be maybe one of those ironic things.
Is
from
America from America?
I would hope so, you know.
Because I'm pretty sure Boston is from Boston.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of those other bands are true. Somebody will correct us in chat. Somebody will let us know in chat.
You know, the band
What's up, Brad?
Lit.
Thanks for chilling, buddy.
Yeah. I heard that they were a Christian band. The band Lit. They did that one, My Worst Enemy song. And then I heard some rumor that the ICP came out as like a big Christian band actually too.
When they started?
No, they came out much later and did that. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but somebody, if Jason Michael's watching, he might know.
You watch other podcasts? I mean, you have to, right?
Mhm.
Because you,
Yeah, I do, actually.
You actually were probably the first person to reach out and be like, "Dude, I love your podcast. I want to come on."
Yeah.
I was so flattered, dude.
Oh,
It was
you're
so
welcome.
funny.
Thanks, man.
Because that was way at the beginning, dude.
Of 2020.
I mean, at the beginning of my podcast.
Yeah.
I think I know for a fact, I started on July 25th,
Mhm.
which was ironically my dog's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And by September, you had already hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was super honored and super flattered.
Oh,
but
thanks, man.
So yeah, clearly, obviously, if you watch this stupid fucking podcast, you obviously watch other ones. Do you watch Your Mom's House?
No, I never watched that. Or wait, no, maybe I have.
Tom Segura and his wife.
Yeah, no, I have watched. I've watched Wheeler Walker Jr. on there a couple times, and some other
one
people,
of the dudes or both the dudes from ICP on there.
Yeah.
And they were they're in on the joke of their own fans. You know how people make fun of the fucking juggalos?
Yeah.
They're in on the joke. They don't get it either. Like
Why they act the way that they do, or what?
All of it. The
Like-
whole thing, dude. Like, they don't get it. That's a fascinating podcast because as ridiculous and as silly and obnoxious as that podcast is, as well as how much that band is, it's actually a super in-depth podcast because there's this one dude who got like the juggalo thing tattooed on his face.
Yeah.
And then fucking is now chronicling the removal of it on TikTok. And
It's like a process of
dude, it's fucking wild. You guys should just go watch that podcast if you're interested. I don't know those dudes' names, but just type in YMH ICP and I'm sure it'll pop up on YouTube. It's a good podcast.
What a interesting band.
Did you know if you have an ICP tattoo, you're not allowed to join the U.S. military?
I believe it.
Because the FBI
Yeah, because they're
decided
against them
it's a
totally.
gang.
Yeah. I mean,
Get
what
that
classifies
shit, bro.
a gang, after a while? There's actually, I did see there was a documentary that they are doing about that's coming out.
No shit.
Yeah, I did see that on YouTube, of course. I do spend a lot of time on YouTube, so,
Dude, I used to spend more time on YouTube. Well, let me rephrase that. I still probably spend about the same amount of time on YouTube, but I'm enjoying it much less recently. Like, I feel like content has really taken a dive. Like, it was weird because YouTube, there was more types of content than ever when the pandemic hit because everybody moved onto YouTube. But a lot of it was subpar. And here's a great analogy to explain it. Check this out, Eric. It's almost like, you remember when the writer's strike happened when we were teenagers? And all of a sudden reality TV came a thing. And then when the writer's strike ended and it came back, reality TV had like gotten a hold, that format, that idea, that sensationalized TV, that entire fucking thing had such a hold that even when the writer's strike ended, it like diluted the quality of a lot of shit for a long time. I feel like that's what's happening on YouTube now. So like even now that people are going back to work, the shit that got its attention and foothold, it's really fucking tough, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, but for me at least, the other shit came back, the other content came back, other TV shows, other movies.
For me, it's a music thing. It's huge because a lot of, I like to take a little bit of pride on knowing these bands that nobody else knows about and talking all about them. Band called Twin Pumpkin, a band called Teenage Wrist, a bunch of.
So where are you finding this?
I don't know.
What are you
It's
watching on YouTube?
It just gets recommended, more than anything. Cool bands, Teenage Wrist, that I'm a big fan of now. They just kind of came to me, and then all of a sudden I went down the huge rabbit hole of that, and then they went and met those guys even, and pen pals with them now to an extent. Instagram pen pal, I went into that's a good thing about, I guess, when I worked from home as well too, learning all that stuff. I got into Typo Negative. That was a band I got into big time. Went down their whole rabbit hole and their whole history because I know who a lot of these bands are. I guess if they've already come, but I'm late to the game, really, and it is what it is. But yeah,
no, I feel you, dude. I'm like that with a lot of shit, and like, it's funny you say late to the game because I'm either way ahead of the curve on a band
or way behind.
I'm the
same way, man. Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I know that band, but I don't like them. I mean, pick your genre. It could be music that was written before I was even born that I hated my whole life. And then all of a sudden I'm 25 and I'm like a huge Elton John fan.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? It's weird.
It's ironic.
It's a weird journey we're on.
Like the Machine Gun Kelly thing right now is, everybody talks about his journey as a musician, and where he's at. I was at that festival, and I'll probably talk about this festival a lot, but I was at that festival that everybody on the news talked about.
I have no idea. Enlighten us, for not just me, but for the listeners as well that have no idea what you're referring to right now. So set it up for us. What's the context?
Machine Gun Kelly, do you know who he is?
Vaguely. Yeah. He's a rapper.
He's a rapper turned like pop star rock guy. He's dating Megan Fox. He's got huge hits in movies, all that shit.
Okay.
He's like younger than we are.
I know he had a beef with Eminem or something. That's why I thought
so. That was
rapper.
The rapper game, right?
Sure.
And he got out of the rapper game because Eminem, they were slinging songs back and forth into the media.
I assume Eminem destroyed him.
Of course, yeah. So now he's into rock, I guess. So he is, of course, because he's got a huge hit, why not throw him as a big headliner on a fucking huge festival? Which is bullshit. Anyways, long story short, and I don't care if Travis Barker is his drummer or not. It is.
What do you think should be the qualifier for headlining a huge festival like that?
A band that has a lot of hits, that's been doing it for a long time. I think that's fair. They've showed their dues to a thing,
Sure.
And I'm not saying he's a bad artist if you like him or not, but then there was a big thing about him saying, the dude Corey Taylor from Slipknot is, a 50-year-old poser that wears masks on stage, and I'm happy I'm not him. So then that turned into a big Slipknot versus Machine Gun Kelly thing that's all over the media.
Corey Taylor is a bona fide musical genius.
Yeah, I agree.
Who is not only capable, but dope as fuck on multiple instruments.
Yeah, he's very talented. Dude,
he's one of the most credible artists of the metal genre in the last 30 years of music. What a fuck boy. MGK said that shit. Are you for real?
He said I'm happy I'm not blah blah blah. And it's probably a manager paying him, It's probably somebody created the idea so you get media hype from it. But anyways, I'm at a festival. I'm at a big festival just last month.
I bet you he wouldn't say that shit to Corey Taylor's face behind closed doors. I guarantee you, with no cameras around, I guarantee you he wouldn't say that shit. He'd be like, oh, I'm a huge fan. Guaranteed. 100%. 100%.
Picture this. There's fucking...
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm reacting to this. I had never even heard this story.
It's funny. I'm glad I'm filling you in. So picture this. Like 50 to 75,000 people at a festival. European style. That's what I went to in Kentucky. European...
Because I'm not a peon.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyways, so that was the festival I went to, and he's one of the headliners. So I'm like, I want to go watch him, just out of curiosity.
Is it really in Europe?
No, I'm saying this festival in Kentucky was like a festival from Europe.
Oh,
that's what
okay,
I'm saying.
gotcha.
The same layout, 3 different stages, band's always going. And I've never seen anything like it. Been to tons of shows, hundreds, thousands.
Gotcha.
There's 20,000 people booing somebody. Could you imagine being the artist?
The headliner getting booed?
Yeah. 20. That's what they estimated as a number. I was there watching it. And he went into the news saying, oh, no, there was like 200 people. No, bullshit, man. I was there. I watched it happen. And I've never seen anything like it, where that many people were booing you.
So how do you feel personally about MGK?
I could tap my feet to his music a little bit because I'm a fan of a lot of music. But, he's another artist that will do a couple hits and it will die out, so it's just
I feel like he's trying to do like Post Malone, where I feel like Post Malone's like a legit artist and musician and songwriter.
I agree.
I feel like MGK is just kind of trying to do that, where like you started off as like a white boy in hip hop and now you're doing pop, and now you're fucking with the rock shit. It just sounds like you're like, I don't know anything about this dude, but as you're explaining it to me, and I never had a lot of respect for him to begin with.
Yeah.
Because I've seen pictures of him and like I heard him talk a couple times and I heard
talks like this, man.
I heard him I heard about the beef with Eminem, and it's like, dude,
why would you do that? I don't know. Like I said, it gets you more famous, so whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the corn thing, Why not just keep hyping it up?
That was a genius.
Hats off to you, Jason.
That was a genius April Fool's joke.
Who is this? Enough's Enough?
Oh, that's fucking, that's fucking Brad.
Is he in Enough's Enough?
No, he just knows. I think that's one of the worst band names of all time.
I know Tori pretty decently. I kind of grew up in a similar area of him, or he played a lot of music in an area where I grew up, so I know of him.
From that band?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I love making fun of band names. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's definitely one of the worst of all time. Enough's enough. They're an alright band.
Yeah, I think they're cool.
You know, they are what they are for the genre. There's a lot of bands like that where it's like I probably would have talked a lot of shit about them back in the day. Now I'll openly make fun of a band name because that's whatever. You know, I was talking to I think it was Jackson about this. I think good band names are as rare as good bands.
Mm-hmm.
And what's even more rare is a good band with a good band name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like Metallica. You know, there's very few of them. And you can probably name them on two hands. Like truly great bands with great names. Just never happens, dude.
I mean, going back to a couple things. I mean, I was a part of this band called Fuzzard, so I finished a record with them. You know,
that's a cool name.
I was kind of a couple people's names mixed together that came up with that idea. So I pretty much finished a record with them. I'm not in this band anymore, but I put my part on it. You know, been working on a record with Flip, and that's almost completed. And then the Via record is, you know,
that's almost
mostly done. You know. So one kind of cool thing I thought was neat. I was watching, I wasn't watching anything. I was looking at my phone, and the Minnesota Homegrown radio show, like out of St. Cloud, I think is where it's from. They do bands from the area, you know, and I looked at it, and almost every band that I was a part of or had a thing was on there on one of those Sundays.
No shit.
And I sat there and I thought, like, lived in the cities for a decade now, and where I came from to that, I was like, man,
that's pretty cool.
It's very humble, actually. You know, I mean,
pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
So I've always been curious about this when somebody's like, oh, it was humbling. So when something like that happens, what makes it humbling instead of like going to your head?
I think money gets to your head. I think fame gets to your head, but I think being an artist that works a job, does a lot, fucking, even if you don't work a job. I mean, I think if you put a lot of time and a lot of energy into everything that you're doing, the humbling factor is there's people that actually enjoy it, and that's why it's being played on the radio. So maybe it would get to my head if it was like a million radio stations playing those songs, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
I would hope not, but I mean, I don't know if that's how I would be if I had a lot of money and all that fun shit, but I'm happy where I'm at. I could use a few extra dollars though in my bank account, and that would be nice from music. I just found out
you're a pretty good guitar player. How come you've never done like a YouTube or a Twitch or tried to get on the Instagram or TikTok train? I mean, there's decent money in that, especially if you pop. Like if you've got 10 to 20,000 subscribers, maybe not as much. You know, on YouTube you can do fine if your content's really good.
Yeah.
Numbers are different on Instagram and TikTok and shit, right? Like, I'd say 1,000 followers on YouTube is like 10,000 on Instagram and TikTok. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So between 10 and 20,000, it's, you know, maybe some okay money. Probably not quitting your job yet.
No. But it's still something Twitch, that you could get there with.
Bro, on Twitch, if you figure out how to do something on Twitch or even on Reddit, bro, you could have less than 1,000 subs and quit your job. Like, for real. I'm not even fucking around.
It's very enticing.
I know people who do this shit.
I guess I never really grew up in that era. You know, either did you, I would imagine, you know?
No, I didn't. And that's the thing is over the last 2 years, 3 years, I've been trying to adapt because I think that's the
kind of hard to adapt into it, really. Don't you think a little bit?
I think yes and no. I think the tech can be hard to adapt to. If you have no background in audio or video, it can be a little overwhelming at our age. Yeah. When you didn't grow up in it. Luckily, I have a strong audio background, at least for live sound and like some basic bitch recording and production and studio time and experience. I technically went to school for that shit, even though it's all way outdated. But I understood the general concept of what. So I actually had kind of a leg up. So, but that's the toughest part, is understanding the technology behind it. As far as like adapting to how to create content, yeah, I guess a little bit, but it's kind of like writing music or playing on stage. You figure out what works, you figure out what doesn't work, you figure out what you're good at, you put a spotlight on those strengths, shore up your weaknesses, and you find your little market. And the nicest thing is that one of the places I want to get to, and what you may not need to do this because you're a pretty busy dude, but if let's say I were to join Via, right, on fucking, I don't know, bass or drums or whatever. Maybe you add a third guitar player for some godforsaken reason, right? Whatever. Okay. And then all of a sudden Via breaks up.
Yeah.
Well, what do I do with my career now? Because my entire identity is built in being the player X instrument of Y band.
Right.
It's not a good career path that nowadays.
I like branching out to other people. Yeah, I like branching out to other things because it helps me creatively. But going back to your other question, why I haven't done something like that, I have the recording knowledge and all that stuff, and I sell this stuff, but anyways, when it comes to actually creating, I really love doing it with other people. I find that's when my musical juices go. I would be more interested of talking on, like, because I watch a lot of shows on YouTube or whatever of people talking about horror movies more than most things. Guitar stuff is great, but that's kind of like a job to me, and I love that job, but horror to me is kind of like my hobby, and I could talk about guitar stuff all day long. I love it, but horror stuff kind of is what really, I guess, gets me going, And I would, if I was to do like a show or something like that, that's probably what mine would be all about, honestly.
Going more like talking about horror movies and shit like that.
Yeah.
And comic books and TV shows and shit.
Yeah. I'm pretty select with my shit.
Honestly,
but
you could do both.
Yeah.
I just think it's because, like, let me pick a literal example. All right. So, and you can combine the two ideas.
Yeah.
Like the one I'm about to use. Uncle Daddy.
The band, yeah, I know who they are. Yeah.
Joey Moya, the lead singer, started a Twitch channel to promote the band.
Smart.
He plays video games
For a living?
but on his Twitch channel.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
yes,
and he talks about shit.
Yes, he is a full-time content creator. Yes, he makes a living off Twitch. He doesn't have a full-time job anymore. But the intent was to promote the band, but he did something he loves doing, which is playing video games. You do the exact same thing. You start the channel to promote your own music and whatever project you're in at the time. It's kind of like coming on my podcast, right?
Yeah.
What doesn't matter what band you're in, you just plug that band, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're not in something, you still keep your name out there. Like, you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Only it's your deal. And you're talking about something you love, like horror. You know, you could totally do this shit, dude. And it's just a matter of figuring out, like, how you want it. Because Joe Rogan used to say that everybody should have a podcast. No, not everybody should have a fucking podcast.
I highly disagree with that.
Right.
You know?
Not everyone should have a podcast. But anybody who has a passion or an interest or their own thing they want to push should have some sort of online presence. Figure out whether your best vibe is Instagram, YouTube, Twitch.
But smart business in this day and age, really.
Exactly.
So,
and you're exactly, man. You're just casting a wider net. You're keeping your name more relevant. It keeps you afloat in between things. Because, dude, I remember one time when I can't remember if I quit or got kicked out because I don't remember which band it was. But I was in between bands, and it was like the dark ages for 2 years. Because I wasn't going to shows and shit, you know?
Yeah, I couldn't deal with that.
I just fell off the face of the earth. If I would have had an online presence that whole time, it would have been irrelevant.
I tried doing that once, or tried doing other random bands. I noticed you had your mustache comb, so I brought mine as well, too.
Yeah, this is a bullshit comb.
Yeah,
it's just a comb.
Mine actually smells like it has its own smell.
Like a nice one?
Yeah. I don't know who got this for me, but thank you. When you were thinking, so
You see where I'm going with that, though, right?
Yeah. And it made me think of, I have a good friend who I lived with for many years. His name is Tony Perkins.
TP?
Yeah. Do you know TP?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Anyways, fantastic videographer. He's worked with V a bunch of times. He's fantastic. He went to school, did all this. He's got his own movies out now.
He's the one that did the music videos?
He did one of our music videos. But before, like, we're talking, I guess at this point, like 15 years ago. So think about YouTube 15 years ago, right? It's a whole different ball game. They did a music video that he filmed for his other band. This is from his Brainerd band called Menage A Basin. They're just basically a joke masturbation band, but they actually are fucking good. Love the band. I remember watching them back in the day. Anyways, long story short, they did a music video called I Sharded. I think I Sharded or something like that. And in the middle of the music video, they like, you know, where you go to an ad, you know, like you have the ad for your show at the beginning of it. But, you know, a lot of those shows, they cut right in the middle and then they talk about something like Steve-O's podcast, right?
I promised I would never do that.
Yeah. So they did that, but it wasn't for something. It was for a game hack on like Call of Duty, like one of the first Call of Duties, where if you do this and you do that, blah, 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 you get that. By them doing that, they like posted it, like go to 4 minutes and 15 seconds in the video and you can see this hack for the first Call of Duty, if that's what it was. Anyways, and they got like 1 million views from their YouTube video because of that. So, I mean, maybe not that many, but
sneaky,
very genius,
clever.
Right? Yeah, I mean, very DIY and very cool. And everybody was like, "Oh man, I have to sit through this shitty video to get to do that." He's a great friend of mine. He's
sneaky, though. It's clever,
very good stuff. You know,
it's very, very clever.
We when Via kind of started, there was an idea that Bryn came up from Flip. And he really liked the song Red Room that we have. So this was going to be a music video idea where it would just be basically, he was like, you guys should fucking just try to get sued from like a big corporation like McDonald's or something like that. So we like had an idea of like a music video and it was just their logos the entire time, like all these huge ones.
Nice.
You know, I love that kind of stuff. But, you know, I guess I would have the balls nowadays to do it, but maybe then I wouldn't have, you know.
You know what would also be good is if you dressed up like all the fucking stupid characters. You know,
like
Ronald
the Hamburglar and shit.
Yeah, Hamburglar, the fucking big purple thing, and fucking somehow
Grimace.
Figure out a way to do fucking a music video like that. Like almost like how one of my favorite music videos of all time is Protest the Hero.
Great band.
Heretics and Killers.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's the first big single off their first legit album. Because a lot of people
I played with them actually.
Dude, they're one of my favorite bands. They made this great music video for the listeners. You guys should go watch it. It's called Heretics and Killers, and basically is what it is. It's the Wizard of Oz, but they're the monkeys. And like after the end of it, after the end of the movie, when the wizard is exposed and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
In the land of Oz, they start putting out you see newspaper headlines and articles that says, you know, the flying monkeys are out of work. And so the video is flying monkeys trying to like do like day jobs and shit, right? And all having a horrible time, and then they get together just like a classic.
They're dressed up as the monkeys.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
And so it's just like an 80s music video. Everybody's having a shitty day at work, and then they all go through their day, and then they put their clothes on,
and then they're partying later,
and then they go to the studio, and they get to fucking throw down with their boys, right?
Yeah.
Classic concept for music video, but they're the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz.
Clever idea.
Yeah. And then at the end of it, they come together and they throw down. They're all playing their instruments, but still dressed as the flying monkeys. Absolutely hysterical.
Nice.
Absolutely just a shred of a song. A little outdated now, but still dope as fuck. And yeah, you could do something like that. And then just hope they sue you, man. Just hope McDonald's sues you, because it's the best publicity you could ever get.
It really is, and it's not that hard. Yeah. I just thought of something, but I forgot it.
There's this other band while you're thinking of it, there's this other band I was watching. I can't remember the name of them, but they wear these incredibly realistic masks of world leaders.
Cool.
And they're a three-piece. One's dressed as, one's got the face of Trump.
Mm-hmm.
The other one's got the face of, is it Obama? One of them's Kim Jong-un for sure. One of them's definitely that motherfucker. And then or maybe one of them's Putin. I think that's what it is. I think it's Trump, Putin,
And this is their music video.
Yeah, in all their music videos. Like they
Yeah.
permanently wear these masks in their music videos.
Sounds punk rock, yeah.
Can't remember the name of them, dude. Again, super throwdown progressive band, just amazing.
I was thinking about that band that you were just talking about, and there's a lot of cool bands, and I'm very thankful for Wes Portlow. He's the owner of a club called Everybody's Bar out in Chippewa Falls. It's kind of like Via's go-to place to play. You know, we do it a couple times a year, and it's always like our home Wisconsin place, right? But there's so many cool bands. Wesley,
shout out to Wesley, man.
He's put us on so many cool bills where we don't really know the band that's going. We know the headliner, you know, if it's the Butcher Babies or fucking whoever, you know, and we've done them all. Babies. But there's a ton of really cool bands like Protest the Hero and Fever 333 and all these other cool bands, Hyro the Hero, that we've opened for, and they all have kind of goofy names, but it's so cool to say that we opened for them right before they were the middle slot on the festival stage, you know? Yeah. Super cool, you know?
Apparently Brad's saying that in chat, Brad's saying somebody's already doing
Max Sabbath, yeah.
Band called Max Sabbath. They're already doing
I haven't got a chance to see them yet, but they're really special. There's a cool video.
We're not trying to be creative. We're just trying to get sued.
Yeah, exactly. So there's Jack Osborne has a show on YouTube or wherever, and he takes Ozzy to all these places. And one of them is to go see this band, Max Sabbath. And he pulls down this big curtain. Ozzy's all confused, and he's like, "Where the fuck am I?" You know. And then this band comes out and they're playing. You got to look it up, anyways. But his eyes get super big and he said, "What? I'm in fucking hell," you know. And then he meets them, and it's the coolest thing ever for a band that's parodying Black Sabbath and McDonald's. But they just get to meet Ozzy Osbourne all of a sudden. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's that band.
So, yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I have a good friend that went and seen them at First Avenue, and yeah, I'm going to First Avenue for the first time in a long time.
You ever played First Ave main stage?
I have. I opened for the reunion of Flip, the other band that I play for.
Now,
yes, and in Via, another band I play for, nice. And I opened First Avenue for them July 1st, a couple years back. Yeah, and it was.
Was that your first time?
We played the entry, but we never played the main room, and I think we came up there as the opening band, the very green band. You know, I mean, we were a little out of the green phase of being a band. But I remember how cool it was because it was actually right after Prince died. And I remember I said, I want to stand on the side of the stage where Prince did the Purple Rain solo. So when I do a solo that I can feel maybe his powers or something, you know.
Yeah.
But we played there. And I remember our guitar tech at the time, he handed me a guitar that was completely in the wrong tuning for the song. So, and already the guys, my singer Jason, he really likes his monitor wedge to be fucking loud. Right? More power to him. I don't give a shit. Go for it. They fucked with us when we played there that night, and they had all of the monitor levels at like fucking 10 when we came on stage, when the screen went up and played and everything.
Really?
And it was, we didn't put on a good show at all. It was really unfortunate because of that, but I do remember smoking.
That just throw you off?
Oh, yeah. And then the out of tune guitar as well, too. That was really unfortunate. I'm like, my moment is being ruined, you know. I know. I'm sure I'll play there again, but you know,
that's one of the stages I've never played.
That's a good one, man. There's a lot of energy in that room, man.
I'd said I'd never played the Fine Line, and then somebody the other night was like, "Dude, yes, we did."
Yeah,
and I was like, "What?" And they like literally had to remind me of the bill. So I have played the Fine Line multiple times, actually.
I played the Fine Line a couple times.
So I know I've never played First Ave main stage, but now I'm wondering how many of the other places I said I've never played, where it's like, no, I have played that place.
You have played
and I just don't remember it.
This is what I was talking about later.
You got some fucking hot sauce, or what is this?
Do you want to do this?
Is this hot sauce?
This is like
salsa.
We're going to do our own version of Hot Ones here.
Oh, fuck me.
Can we get sued for that? Using the Hot Ones name?
No. We'll
Do you have Sprite and water and all that stuff?
We'll just get called plebs.
Plebs?
Yeah.
You know, it's actually kind of funny because I know what this is. And I just pulled it out of my cooler and it got a little wet. So the label came off. So now it's a mystery on what it is, which is actually even better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this something you made?
No.
Is this Hot One sauce?
I think so.
You think so? You just...
Oh, fuck. I can't do that much, dude. I'll just spill a little bit out on yours. What, are you going to have a beer now? Oh my god, that one is too much. All right, we'll have to do a dare to do that one later. Okay, that's all you fucking...
This one?
Right, yeah. I gave you a little bit more. All right, can you handle hot stuff?
I think so.
Like, do you enjoy hot stuff, actually? Because I got to be honest with you, I put it on literally everything.
I mean, I do.
Yeah.
I do enjoy some hot shit, but I don't know how strong my palate of going, that's hot, is.
The Skull factor, or whatever they call it? Okay.
The Scoville units?
Yeah, Scoville, yeah. All right.
I flipped it over and went straight on the tongue.
Bad boy.
Pretty smoky. It's pretty hot.
It sucks, man. I'm going to grab a cup for this wine.
Oh, that's really hot, dude. It's pretty brutal.
It's disgusting, really. I mean, I like a good hot
Why do you
sauce.
put it on everything then?
I don't put this fucking shit on everything.
But that's brutal.
No, I put hot
bro.
stuff on things, but... Are you going to be all right?
Oh, that's not good. So what is that?
I think this is the bomb. Da bomb or whatever. The one they put on the... It's really bad, man. Everybody, welcome to Hot Ones with Jared Singer and Eric Vobejda.
That's not good, dude.
Are you going to be okay? You're sweating already. I'm actually...
Oh, yeah.
I could see it from the... I'm really sorry. Are you actually going to be okay?
We'll see.
What do they say? Like... milk or something? I don't know. Do you drink milk? I don't drink milk.
I think fuck you is what they say. I think you're an asshole comes out.
I'm sorry. Hey, you could have said no. It will go away. Trust me. Or are you
I'll
actually
never trust you again.
Okay, are you actually mad at me right now? I'm sorry.
I'm just playing, dude. That's brutal, bro.
I'm sorry, brother. We'll smoke to that.
I don't feel like smoking would be wise for me.
Because it'll just burn more.
Yeah, smoke's hot, right? That's fucking something else, dude.
Could you imagine doing that? Oh my god. There was
I'd have
this
to be drunk.
radioactive cheese. So there's this place out in central Wisconsin, at Neilsville, Wisconsin. We play out there every year. And they have a gift shop. They give us all this stuff for free. They're super cool. It's a rock radio station out there, 107.5, The Rock. To give them a little plug. And they give us free stuff
That's
every
insane,
year.
bro.
Yeah. They have this scorpion pepper, like cheese bullshit stuff. And we stayed at the hotel that night. We set it down on the table, just like a table like this, with varnish. And it ate through the varnish when we woke up the next morning. That's how hot that was. So, I guess a little bit accustomed to it, but...
I don't think that's healthy, bro.
I don't do this very often. But it did create a good conversation starter. But I do
feel like it ended my ability to have any conversation.
You're going to be okay.
Now I see the point behind the hot ones.
No, dude. I mean, the point is, I really, really enjoy anything that's hot. Nashville hot chicken sandwich, fucking jalapeno poppers, all that, and then hot sauce and everything. I mean, Taco Bell, 2-3 times a week. Fuck all the stuff beyond Diablo. Life's short. And you might die. Actually, I'm gonna have to call your wife here in a second. Do you? I'm sorry.
We're gonna play a song.
Okay.
Woo! It's fucking brutal, dude.
Are you okay?
I will be. Oh my god, bro. I can't even think right now.
Could you imagine doing the hot ones then?
No.
Are we still live?
Yeah. I'd have to be fucking wasted.
I really did like the
Bro, my ears are ringing.
what was the Gordon Ramsay? He goes on there and does exactly what you just did. And he starts just like throwing shit over. He's like, fuck you, this is bullshit. Pretty funny. You need water? No. Okay.
I'm just trying to remember how to run my fucking system.
I need to not put it in my...
Got this feeling like I'm out of control, so I grab the next dose, do as I'm told. I got this feeling like I'm out of control. Should I stop their agenda? No, no. 'Cause there's a grip on the sides of my throat, telling me I can breathe, just let go. Can't you see that I'm out of control? Shoving their agenda down every hole. Give me pills to get control, yeah. Give me pills to shut me up. All the things society wants of me, we all know I ain't never ever gonna be. And all the things that they push onto me, we know I won't amount to anything. Give me pills to get control, yeah. Give me pills to stop the noise. And give me pills to shut me up, yeah. Shut me up, silent. I don't wanna be silent. I don't wanna be silent. Shut me up. Shut me Give me pills to get control, yeah. And give me pills to stop the noise. Let me breathe, let me go. Shut me up, shut me up.
Perfect timing.
Your timing was perfect.
I guess I know the timing of that song pretty well.
Okay, I should definitely not have flipped it over and went tongue down. I feel like I was supposed to just chew that up and just swallow it.
And then it
It's
might have
not
got to
even
your
that
guts
bad.
quicker.
It's
you know?
not even bad in my throat. It's just on the tongue. Man, that was fucking intense, dude.
You sweat pretty bad, man.
You should see me on stage.
Never seen Jared this quiet.
Eat shit, Brad. Thank you for subscribing to Patreon.
You got the Patreon now, huh?
Yeah, we got a few subscribers in there too, man, and I genuinely appreciate that shit, you guys.
That's awesome,
it really
man.
helps a lot, man.
I'm happy for you. Cheers
It
on
really
your
does.
Patreon. That's a big deal,
Thanks,
man.
brother.
You know?
Yeah, fucking. Finally starting to get some bonus content in there.
Groovy.
Woo! That was intense, man.
Now what's on your mind? It's funny when you do these things and you probably have a million things to talk about, but sometimes it's like, I'm talking about myself, you know, and they kind of just dissipate. I got a cool story for you. So
it's one or the other.
Yeah.
It's one or the other for me and for the guests. You
Yeah.
either go in like, oh, I want to talk about all of this stuff, and then you just never make it past like the third or fourth thing because
Yeah.
you don't realize how fast time flies. Or the guest is always worried like, I have no idea how we're going to fill 3 hours.
right.
And then 3 hours flies by and they're like, holy shit, that was easy.
Oh yeah, every
Like,
time I was here with you, man, it's been that way and still is, you know. So I'm at this Louder Than Life festival, right? And you know who Jared James Nichols is? He's basically I'm probably tooting his horn here, but he's like this generation Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's fucking unbelievable.
Okay.
And he oddly
The
enough
name
knew
does
who
sound familiar. So
oddly
I
enough
probably
knew who
have
I
seen him
was,
on
you know, which was
Reddit
kind
or
of
something.
crazy, you know. So I hung out with him and went and watched Metallica play. You know, we were in the VIP area and all this stuff. And
You
blah,
were
blah,
hanging
blah.
out with him?
Yeah, we
Wow.
were hanging out, drinking, and
How
having
do
a
you
really
know
good time through the industry, I guess, you know. And we hung out like the whole night, and he's showing me pictures of him holding Kirk Hammett's guitar that he's playing on stage at the time while we're watching it, you know. And it was this pretty fucking magical night, really. And he hits me up and he says,
Hold on. Something's going weird.
"We lose power."
No, you're just. Hold on. Oh, I think I know what's going on.
Oh, were people not hearing us at all?
No, it
Yeah.
was the view.
Oh.
I couldn't see your mic. I thought it was cutting in and out.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
fine.
This cat, he goes, we're drinking, we're having a good time. And he's like, "You want to go hang out with Jericho?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Chris Jericho?" And I'm like, "Yeah, totally." So we go to this other VIP area. Him and
I heard
yeah,
that motherfucker's cool.
He's super rad. And he's super rad. He's super rad.
He's super rad.
I heard it in
He's
my
a
head
really-
that way.
He's a really
He's-
great guy.
he's just super
a
shit-faced.
super sweet dude.
He's super shit faced, and I'm hanging out with him, talking with him, and I'm like, "Hey, you know so and so from Minnesota, blah blah." He's like, "Oh yeah, great guy. Metallica's playing. Shut the fuck up." He's like just dancing into super character. You know, I mean, to be that type of,
Isn't he from Minneapolis, Chris Jericho?
he might be. I don't know.
Or Des Moines or
Midwest,
like-
I think, is probably correct.
I think he's from here, dude.
Yeah.
Guys, look that up for me.
Yeah.
Let's see if the YouTube chat's working. Watch
Yeah.
this. Hold on, check this out. Jamie's, do me a favor. We don't have fans. We don't have fans or viewers. If they subscribed and they can comment.
Oh yeah.
They're our pseudo producers, right? Because we don't.
Is
have
your
a
wife
producer.
watching right now?
I don't fucking know, but somebody's watching. But long story short is, they're our producers, right? So instead of,
course,
me saying
yeah.
Jamie, pull that up, that's the joke. So Jamie's pull that up, and then check this out. Boom. Where's Chris Jericho from? That's what I want to know. And I got this automated chat thing. That
Is there any
Jamie's
other
looked that up.
questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. That's fine.
I had to limit the chat because people would come in. They'd come in for 2 seconds, you know, fucking say something snarky in the comments, and then bail out. And we'd have some people every once in a while come in and say some crazy racist shit.
You had that on the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's been a long time since that happened because I just usually block people, but yeah, I fucking turned it on, so people have to subscribe and be a subscriber for a while. Yeah, I see Jamie's looked that
Looks
up.
like upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
No, we're wrong.
Way off.
Way off.
We can't even relate to them.
Yeah.
I'm just
yeah.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I got a buddy
I'm from the
upstate.
Bronx and I'm pissed.
I got a buddy from Albany. He was just on the podcast. Off the podcast we were talking. He's like, dude, it's exactly like Minneapolis.
Well, cities are cities,
like even
really,
the weather,
you know, so.
even the weather, the size,
That's pretty
like
similar,
how they
you know.
build the house, everything. He's like, it's exactly like
They just have an
It's
ocean
Albany,
instead
New
of
York.
a million lakes, you know.
I think Albany's on the inside.
I'm on the inside.
Isn't Albany on the fucking lake?
River? Or we're both wrong. The ocean.
No, I'm saying isn't Albany on fucking Lake? What is it? Fucking Lake Ontario or some shit like that? Isn't it on one of the Great
I have
Lakes?
no idea. I have actually no knowledge of that area really well. You know, I've done everything outside of New York.
Look that up
to-
for me.
yeah.
Look that up for me. Where is Albany, New York?
That's Spencer.
Spencer Blake, drummer. Is that you, buddy?
Is that the Spencer that played with Via?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is his name Spencer Blake, and is he a drummer?
I know he's a drummer. I know his name is Spencer, but I don't know. He's got Blake in his name.
Spencer, is that you? I don't. You know why I'm saying Spencer like that? Fucking subconsciously, Jumanji. Spencer.
Are we talking the Robin Williams version?
Oh,
I didn't watch any of the
They're
Dwayne and the new ones. Yeah, were they
They're
good?
They are.
Yeah,
They're good,
I really did love.
and they're in the continuity. Like, watch the two new ones, and at the end of the second new one, which is really the third one now,
Sure,
they tie the first one back.
that's
in.
interesting.
Yeah.
I was a huge Robin Williams fan,
Yeah.
still am, and I was pretty sad when he died because depression sucks, man.
It's one of the only celebrity deaths that actually truly fucked me up.
Were you like fucking
It fucked
felt
me up.
weird inside?
Yeah.
Like I was that way when Eddie Van Halen died, and
Me too.
when Lemmy died and David Bowie, but like
No, just those two.
yeah, but
me.
yeah,
Robin
Robin
fucked me
Williams,
up, though.
man, and
Because I had no idea he was depressed. I
Yeah.
never knew any of that shit.
I was on a plane and I was watching
I don't know if anybody.
his thing on HBO. Like there was a thing after his death talking about, his life. And I mean, that motherfucker did a lot of cocaine. He made a lot of people laugh. And addicts, a lot of times, really do mask a lot of
That is him.
sad stuff. Yeah. Oh, what's up, bro?
Yeah. Anyways, no, it is, dude. And I wasn't young and naive to any of that shit. But I had no idea he was depressed or anything like that. It was like one of the very few celebrity that because I don't put celebrities on that same pedestal that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
So same thing like when cancel culture hits them.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, fucking Axl Rose used to beat the shit out of his wife.
Yeah.
It's like we've been dealing with this for a long time. You got to learn how to separate these.
It's funny, like when Bill Cosby got out of jail, I feel like that hit the news for like 5 hours and then something else blocked it out of the way. Oh, we got Bill out, and now nobody's talking about it. And that guy did some really bad fucking things. So,
You're about the R. Kelly one?
Oh, yeah.
That one's fucking
He's
wild.
a bad motherfucker, too. And not in a good, bad way,
No,
Fuck
like
that
he's
guy.
a bad person.
Yeah. It's really stupid. He's a bad guy like the guy that does Hot Ones. Who literally tortures those people while he's on the show.
I was like, what?
Yeah. He's got his own type of BDSM kind of concept,
Sadomasochistic.
Yeah,
fucking...
that's funny story. Sadomasochistic Love was supposed to be the name of the second record, actually.
No shit.
I went for
The
that
Via
quite a
record?
bit. The second one, yeah. I wanted that to be the record, and I don't know. We joke about all that stuff because Via is such a you can, I don't know, you can, like Sanitize This was our first record,
Sure.
so sodomize this or
Okay.
sanitize this. I mean, there's just so many ways to make fun of. We're just not. We don't take ourselves serious. That's
Sure.
the best part. So
I mean, you are wearing tutus and dresses in that music video. So
yeah, tutus.
I don't know what the fuck they are.
We wore
You
those
look like Ace Ventura.
Yeah, a great movie.
That's what that, especially like your guys' hair's all fucked up and shit.
Yeah.
You guys are wearing dresses and shit. It reminds me of that Ace Ventura scene.
We on stage came out and wore those dresses when we played Get Control on one night. It was our encore. We like left the stage, came back out, put on the dresses, and I took the dress off and fucking threw it in the crowd. So I'm like just in my underwear on stage and threw it in the crowd, and somebody stole it and we don't know who has it. And we kind of wanted them back because we were gonna, use it for another time.
I got
doing
questions
that, so.
about that song in that video.
Sure.
So I was listening to it the other day, and I was listening to the lyrics.
Yeah.
And can you explain to me what that song is about?
Well, I didn't write the lyrics. I wrote the guitar riff.
Fair, but still.
If you watch the music video, you basically see the band's normal, and then the band starts being fucking weird, right? And we're taking pills and stuff like that, and, you know, getting used to that whole thing. And then the video amps up, and then Jason's wife is marrying Jason, and they're holding like a bouquet of like pills and stuff like that. You know, that's like the rings that they're handing back and forth to each other. So I guess the concept of get control, from my understanding, excuse me, would be, you know, getting yourself under control from the pain that pills really do take over your life, you know, because I know a lot of people that have gotten into bad pill things, you know. So okay. I guess that's kind of the idea, somewhat of an idea behind the story is, you know, just getting control of your overall life of doing those bad shit, man.
I got you.
I got into, and I think I brought this up last time, the Adderall pill a long time ago. I think I've seen a lot of people change really, really dramatically from that. And I definitely was somebody who changed dramatically from that. And I know people that are still on it and function fine, but they might function a little different if they weren't. No offense to them. But I watched that new Britney Spears documentary not too long ago.
On Netflix?
Yeah. And I didn't know that she was an Addy taker. She'd stay up for days because she just tried to deal with all the success and work that she had on her plate, really, you know, because that's kind of the idea. You stay up to get high. I mean, it's synthetic meth. So,
right.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's great being all fucking high and dandy, but then it has a lot of weird side effects, like a lot of things do, you know?
Yeah. I mean, fuck, dude. It's to me, it's like, it's too good to be true, you know? And it's like
heroin, you know?
It's also too trendy to be real. Like adult ADD. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on,
yeah.
Dude. Come on.
I see sides of it, but I don't. You know, I agree with you.
Here's the thing: is like everybody has ADD.
Yeah.
It's like what it really boils down to is fucking discipline. Are you an adult or are you a child in a grown-up body? Are you a child with pubic hair and facial hair, or are you a fucking adult?
Right.
Because I get distracted too.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
I think that's just normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just dumb, dude.
I don't like
dumb.
to...
And you take this little pill and it magically changes your brain chemistry to help you be, you know, focused and productive. Yeah, it sounds too good to be true. And right. It is. After long-term use, your shit goes up. I honestly, man, I question anything that a doctor can make money off by prescribing you. Like, I don't
pretty questionable, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when they get bonuses for prescribing certain medications from the pharmaceutical
it's like giving
companies?
Somebody a DUI when you're a cop, kind of the same concept, you know.
I just don't dig it. I don't dig it, man.
No, I'm with you on that, you know. It's bonuses, you know. That's money drives the world, right? You know.
Yeah, and it's just fucked when I expect that from my mechanic, you know. I expect that from everybody.
Oh my God.
I don't expect it from a teacher or a doctor.
You know, the whole, like, have you ever read into the whole...
I even expect it from a dentist, but not a doctor.
To talk about, like, a mechanic, for example, for a second tier, where you bring them your car, you get an oil change.
What about the first tier?
What was that?
What about the first tier?
First tier?
I'm just kidding. You said a second tier. Never mind, dude. I hung out with Alex and those guys, and the puns are just... I'm sorry.
I see that. No, I'm not offended. You know?
I'm sorry, dude.
I'm not offended. It's fine. But
I'm an idiot.
Making your vehicle worse after you brought it to them so that you bring it back in prolonged ways because they know how to loosen this one thing to make that. There's this place in fucking Minneapolis, and I'm not going to say names because I don't want to be a complete dick, but I swear that this place made my wife's vehicle worse and my vehicle worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe you should say it out loud.
Yeah.
Maybe we should warn people.
Yeah. I think it's too big of a business that's around here that tows vehicles and also has a big shop, multiple ones. One being on Central.
Must be Jeff, Bobby, and Steve's.
Oh, I didn't say it. Yeah.
Oh, they've been notorious for being bad for years.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not the first one to throw those guys under the bus. Yeah. And I don't know if it's true. Sometimes it can be incompetence. Sometimes it can be one bad, shitty, drunk, hungover mechanic.
You never know, right?
It is the number one complaint-driven industry in America, though. So, and that's an old thing that you've heard from everyone for years. That's why when you find a good mechanic, you go to them. That's why good mechanics are always busy. You know,
I had my first vehicle that I ever financed. Right, never financed a vehicle before. I did it, and it was great. Everything's fantastic. Engine seizes up on the vehicle. Still paying a debt on it.
Was it used?
It was used.
You financed it,
yeah, but it was like a good vehicle.
Used?
Yeah. And this vehicle seized up on me, and it cost more to fix it than what I had left on the plan. You know, so
why'd the engine seize on you?
That's a good question.
Probably ran out of oil.
No, I got pretty good at not having that happen in my later years. You know, excuse me. But anyways, yeah, that cost me like $5,000. You know, of a dead vehicle that I had nothing to deal with.
Well, I suppose you know what though, if it's an interference engine and the water pump goes,
yeah, it was a bigger deal than that even.
But that can seize up the engine.
The motor fucked up. You know, it was bad, and I just went carless for a while actually, and it was awesome because I was working at home. I'm like, I can deal with this, you know, and it actually was pretty enjoyable. But you know, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, that fucking happened to me a long time ago. Almost exactly what you said. The engine didn't fucking get fucked up, but it just wasn't really worth driving anymore.
No, there's a point where you have to do this, you know.
Yeah, and it was like I still had like 2-3 payments left on it. It kind of pissed me off, and then I paid it off, and then there was literally like $3 in some weird admin fee that got left over for like 2 or 3
fuck your credit
years.
up a little bit.
Yeah, dude, it totally
sucks,
fucked my credit up. It prevented me from getting a loan later.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Dude, it was dumb, and it was like it was literally never something that I even was aware of because it never showed up on a bill. You know what I mean? It was just this weird thing that had happened.
I had a DUI once in a completely different
state. It sounds like
state.
bullshit, but I promise.
No, I believe you 100%. I had a DUI in a different state, right? And I was guilty. I paid all of the bills. This DUI haunted me for 6-7 years. Where it came
and
up,
it wasn't even in the state.
No, it was a different.
Wild.
Yeah, and I got off on a lot of things because it wasn't. But then I also had all these other things. Like all of a sudden, 5 years later, I have to retake my driver's test. All of a sudden, my license is suspended, and I didn't even know it. All of a sudden, when I go and get my license renewed at the DMV, they're like, "Oh, we can't do this because you owe this bill." Wait, I already paid that bill. Well, where's your fucking paperwork to doing that? Well, I paid it in 2015 and now it's 2019, you know. Yeah. It was super stupid, but you know, you live and you learn, right? You know.
Yeah, I had a DWI. I think I was 30 here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Very similar thing.
Where it kept coming back and back and back.
Yeah, and it was always these like tiny little fees that they were trying to get me to pay and I was just like, no, fuck you. And eventually is what I did is anytime somebody would try to bill me for something, I would just send them a copy of the original thing I had, which listed all the fines and fees I had to pay.
Yeah.
And I just, if it wasn't on that list, I just sent it to him. And I went, if you're not on this list, you're not getting paid. And all of a sudden, boom.
It went away.
They just stopped asking.
Fascinating, yeah.
But dude, they tried to fuck me for a long time on all kinds of petty shit.
Yeah.
I remember one time they tried to ham me up over renewing my driver's license.
Yeah, that's what mine was too.
And I'm like, no, I'm not paying that. And they're like, you have to. And I was like, no, I don't. Because again, I had already dealt with this a couple times. I was like, it's not on this list. I'm not paying it. Because I had one from the courts and I had
good
one
on you.
from
I didn't fucking do that.
DMV.
So, yeah.
And I was just because I'm also Jewish. And
you're a penny pincher, brother.
We bought a house and fucking, $40 here, $100 there. That shit adds up.
You gotta do it.
And all of a sudden it's $800, and it's like, dude, that's enough to do this project or enough to do that project.
I'm not making fun of your Jewishness. So,
I am.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah. I think you're kind of drunk from that hot sauce right now.
I'm all right. I'm recovering. I'm still sweating a little bit though.
It was really
weird.
bad for a second though, because
It's really weird. You should see me on stage. I am a sweater, bro.
Yeah.
Like when, especially like drums.
Yeah.
Man, I get off stage. That shirt is a darker color. The whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole, not just like the V, like a lot of guys get. No, my whole shirt. Like,
Are you
even just-
hairy? Yeah.
No, I'm not hairy at all.
Yeah.
I just fucking sweat, dude. And taking that shirt off is so nasty after a gig.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
I
always
do
bring
with
a
that too.
towel
You know,
and a-
but
and a
maybe not
clean
that
shirt.
much. Yeah.
I always bring a towel and a clean shirt. Take that fucking nasty shirt off. I towel off, cool down a little bit, throw that new tee on, then I'm good.
Yeah, over the years I've
feel
learned
bad
to
people
bring
give you a
different
hug when you walk
underwear and
off.
stuff like that. You know, yeah, you got to bring underwear and you got to bring this and that when you're on the road.
I change socks too. Do you change?
Never change socks. No,
You change underwear?
and underwear always.
You
Yeah,
do after a show?
yeah. Underwear. Usually switch into shorts and a hoodie. You know, that's kind of my thing, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of also like it too because after a while you started playing bigger shows and like you'd get off stage. It was kind of nice to change clothes because then it would take people a second to recognize you.
Yeah.
Before they
When you go
walked
to the
up
merch
you.
booth or whatever, you know.
Yeah, they like you wouldn't get as flooded as fast. Like you'd still, people come talk to you and obviously stuff like that. But like, dude, I remember we opened for a few national bands, dude, and the crowds were really big and it was just crazy because there was people from middle school and high school and shit that I didn't know would ever go to a local concert, right? And I hadn't seen these guys in forever. And 15, 20 of them, you'd get off stage, you'd fucking wrangle your gear off, whatever. And then there's 15, 20 people, including random new fans and shit that you just made.
Yeah.
And they all want to talk to you. I'm just saying, you fucking switch shirts. And they're like,
Oh, yeah.
is that the guy? That is him.
Even better for people that
Takes
wear
like-
like face paint, you know.
You get like one or two of them at a time instead of 5 or 10 at once, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not trying to act like I'm fucking famous or
No, you're
anything,
good.
but more for the listeners or,
Here's to the listeners, man. How many people are watching?
Honestly, we get
Kinda hard to
anywhere.
tell.
It bounces between 3 and 10 people on average. Sometimes we'll get up to 20 people. It looks like there's 4 or 5 people hanging out right now. But again, it's like depends on what form you look at, because some will say 5, some will say 8, some will say 4, some will say 6.
Yeah.
It'll
Excuse me.
appear differently for the users versus me.
Yeah.
It's weird how it updates them.
Let's go for like another half hour or something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm done. Okay, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
So, how do you write music? Like when you want to write a song, or you're inspired to write a song, like where does it start? Where does it come from? This is a question I get asked a lot. It's like, where does it come from? And I'm like, dude, that's a fucking hard question to answer because for me, it's all over the place. But what about for you?
It's really random, I guess. What will happen, like, let's use Get Control, for example, right? You know the song, dun, 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 dun,
Sure.
the Rush song, right?
Yeah.
I believe. Ba-dun, dun, 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 dun. Kind of a similar concept, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
The owner of a lonely heart.
Yeah.
That's not Rush. Anyways, doesn't matter.
It just kind of came out of me, and maybe it was listening to that song, I don't know, but it literally was, it came there, and then the chorus came there, and I mean, it just all kind of simple, easy, makes sense stuff, but it's either going to happen like right before you go to rehearsal, like, okay, I got a new song, let's write this song, or I'll be sitting on it for a long time in my head, and then it will just kind of come unfolded, you know? I don't know, I guess I'm a little bit of a believer of things come for a reason, like certain songs, I guess it would be one of those things, you know? But yeah, it's pretty organic, really. There's not like a process where I go and track it at the fucking studio and then share it to everybody. I totally respect that side of stuff, but mine's completely random, you know? It could be anything, really.
So if you got like a riff, could be the chorus, could be the verse, could be the main riff, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just the intro, whatever. What do you do? Do you record it?
I record it with
listen
my
back to
phone,
it?
yeah. I record it with my
Set your
phone,
phone
and it's saved. I got an archive of videos where I will prop the phone right here, and then just so I could see my hands doing it too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's simply it. And I have an archive of that, really, which I would love to do more with, but you know, that day will come when I can sit down and record all the stuff that I want to. But I'd love to do it with a band, you know,
right?
Is because that's where I feel like bouncing each other's ideas off each other makes the best, and playing with the right musicians helps with that, obviously.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty straightforward with that, I guess. I don't know. I know a lot of people that do it exactly the same. So like, I grab a guitar a million times a day. There's always like one around me somewhere, and that riff will just either come out naturally. I'm always kind of playing whatever that riff is, or a different one. Or another really inspiring thing is if a brand new guitar comes into my life, if it's mine or if it's somebody else's, almost every time a brand new riff that will come out of that instrument. Certain thing, they just talk to you, you know. It's cool. It's super cool as a guitar player.
It is weird.
You know, so
it is weird how you get a new guitar and all of a sudden like all these new things show up.
Yeah,
really strange. Really strange.
It's super
I've noticed
random.
that every time, every single time.
It's funny because like Bryn from Flip, he's had the same guitar since 1981. Still plays it to this day. His main guitar always will be until he dies, probably. But he writes so many with that. But he gets that concept too. We talk about it all the time, where I'll grab a new guitar and then this will just flow right out of me. You know, I don't know. It's guitar players' minds are different. You know what it means. So you know.
And it changes for all of us. Like, and it'll change for all of us periodically within that as well, right? So like, I might do it this way right now, and you might do it another way right now.
Yeah.
And a year later, you're doing it the way I was doing it, and now I'm doing it a completely different way.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. It's and it'll change song to song. So like, let's say you got a riff. Yeah. Again, any riff in the song. How do you come up with the next riff? Do you start exploring like the common chords that you're already playing with? How do you
in the song you're talking about?
Yeah, like as you're writing a song, like let's say you wrote a riff right now, just whatever. Do you immediately know it's a verse or a chorus? Like, do you hear it in your head first?
Sort of. I mean, I've seen the method of like sitting on a song for a while and doing that, but then I've also seen the method of like, no, let's get through this. Like, okay, this is going to be that, and then you write it on the whiteboard and all that stuff like that, and that's how the song is going to be. And then I think that's a good way to fill out the structure, the skeleton of it. And one thing I know for sure what will happen is when I go to the recording studio, like with Wally, that this part will change completely, you know? And I'm totally accepting of that.
What changes?
Well, I think this measure should only be 2 bars instead of 4, you know, or you should just cut out that part completely, you know?
And just go from A to C.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of A to B to C. Yeah. And I think that's another great thing about having a good producer or having a good engineer is because they most of the time know what's best, you know? I've dealt with, you know, times writing songs with other people and somebody came in and said, do this. And we're like, no, that's fucking stupid because for starters, I respect your music's taste, but I don't like what you do. And I've seen that in our band before, like where, yeah. And no names in particular, but I've seen that happen, you know.
Really?
It's like,
give me an example. You ain't got to name names. But
yeah, like,
or even instruments.
So in an example of writing the second record for Via, Jason obviously is primarily the songwriter, you know, and I fill in the blanks with him a lot of times and write a lot of riffs too. But somebody else came in and kind of said, well, I think this song, which is one of our hits, should do this instead of that. And yeah, that was like, no, that's not how we're going to do it because I completely disagree with you, you know. So
who ended up being right?
We did. Yeah, because the song's on the radio. So
the question is, how do you know when to do that and when not? How do you know when to believe that you're right versus backing down and letting this other person have their way in the collaborative process over deciding what's best for the song?
It's a good question. Maybe it depends on how tired you are or how drunk you are, maybe. I think that, as Zach Wilde would say, the Animal House days are definitely not behind us by no means, but they're definitely a lot more tame than they were back in the day. You know, I mean, we're just an obnoxious band anyways, and we just scream at each other all the time in a playful way. But like when you're in a studio, yeah, you're having a couple cocktails and you're having fun and everything's great and fine and dandy. And then all of a sudden, my
favorite thing was just throw sticks at my guitar player's legs. I'm trying to hurt him.
Yeah, but just fucking with him. Yeah.
Like we're playing in the middle of the thing. Oh, it's broken. Throw it at John. I'm like, what the fuck? I'd be like, dude, it was at your ankles. Chill out.
I do the same thing with my guitar picks because I've gotten a in tune guitar picks. If you're watching, you guys are awesome. But anyways, they've sent me a lot of picks. I got new ones on the way, and I've gotten pretty good.
Ones you gave me, they're sitting up there.
Are they? Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at the flick. You know, I got so good at it at a gig not too long ago that it went right and it stuck somebody right to somebody's chest. Mr. Gibbs, what's up, bro?
Oh, hey guys.
Hey guys. Hey guys. The South Park guys, they funny. One day I'm looking at my phone when I wake up in the morning, like most people do, right?
Yeah.
And I look at it and it says Trey Parker has accepted your friend request on Facebook. And I'm like, get out of here. You know, so I went and looked and I'm like, holy shit, that is him. You know, it's like showing pictures of him and his wife and his kids. And it's like a real photo. You could tell that not somebody ripped off from something, like it came from his iPhone kind of thing. Cool. And I'm like, at some point, some time ago, I must have asked to be his friend. And he like said, oh yeah, I've been off of this for 6.5 years. And, you know, but what I'm getting at is they signed like a deal with Paramount Plus, I think. Or
no, they're on HBO. They're with Warner Brothers.
Well,
they got
Paramount.
They got to be with Warner Brothers because the South Park shit's on HBO.
Is that where it's at now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's got to be a partnership there.
AT&T, yeah.
But they signed like a $80 million deal with them to do like movies. So they're going to do movies now.
Yeah, they started with specials. Yep.
I remember the specials. They were
pandemic
fantastic.
Special.
So funny.
The fucking...
Oh my God. Literally the stuff that you can never stop laughing. Another thing I've really gotten into, going back to the horror topic, there's this company or this film company called Troma. Mm-hmm. And they make like the worst movies of all time. And my fascination came with them because...
Like on purpose?
Yes, absolutely. My fascination came with it
like
because...
they're so bad they're good again?
Oh, yeah. Flip was in one of their movies from like 1999 or 2000 or whatever. So fascination is... They're kind of one of those companies you don't... Like, if you're a Pirate Bay user... You can probably go find it. I'm not really a Pirate Bay user. I like just to watch stuff as I can. I had to go find this movie by buying the DVD on eBay. And then I had to go buy a DVD player on Amazon so I could watch the DVD.
Nice.
And literally sat there with my wife and my best friend. And we were sitting there watching the movie. My wife had to get up and leave the movie. She's like, I can't take this anymore. And Coulter and I had to sit there. We had to stop so many times. So more hot sauce.
That's what I got for you.
It's not a bad idea, man. Yeah,
it's a terrible idea.
Yeah. But this trauma stuff. I mean, it's like they made a movie called The Toxic Avenger and Frankenhooker and all these really goofy ass movies
I've
where
seen The Toxic
you
Avenger.
see slime and weird body parts combining and gross. You see boobs all the time, and they have the same car crash scene. That was not even in their movie. Like they filmed it once, but they put it in every single one of their movies. It's super fascinating to me to see all that stuff. Shudder being one of the channels I watch, you know, that they play a lot of those movies. And yeah, that's a good. I saw a meme today, and it said, if you're a horror fan, sitting down after a long day and watching horror movies is one of the best ways to kind of escape reality a little bit. You know, because it could be really good, really bad, or they say that horror movies are the only, like, just like probably an action film where you're standing on the, edge of your seat, that you actually burn calories from. Like they did a study where horror movies, because people sweat and their anxiety gets up and stuff like that, that you burn like calories.
Good ones, like where you're actually scared.
Correct. Yes. And horror movies are that. So that's kind of cool.
My wife is super into that shit. So. Yeah. And I was as a kid too, and then I felt like they just couldn't put out a good horror movie. Like
it got really bad after a while.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time,
the 80s are fantastic, obviously, and 70s. So
like the only good horror movie that came out when I was a kid was Scream.
It's true. In the 90s?
Yeah, like when I was a kid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
100% agree
all
with
the
you.
good
Yeah.
horror movies were in the 70s and 80s. And then during the 90s, there was nothing except for Scream. And then immediately it was, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah,
And-
it's a trend,
but
just
those-
like the 80s were.
But those weren't good. Like
No.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like it wasn't good. It was
It's cheesy,
already
yeah,
you already
yeah.
knew there
Yeah.
was a new formula happening, and it was bad. But then I like this new wave that they're doing with like Insidious and
Hereditary is a really good one.
I haven't seen that
yeah.
one yet.
Midsommar. Get Out was pretty good.
Get Out was good.
yeah.
I did like that one. And then but they just keep trying to, like, they're doing the new Friday the 13th again with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, it's all right. Well, I'm a huge fan. Obviously, it's tattooed on my arms. But you know the reason behind all that, right? Yeah.
Isn't it? No.
It's Halloween Kills. It comes out Friday. I'm going that 7/10.
Friday the
yeah.
13th is fucking what's his name?
That's Jason Voorhees.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the hockey mask. They can't
Yeah.
make a movie right now because of lawsuit reasons.
Right.
Yeah. But the Halloween Kills, the Halloween series, the series they're doing right now, they're doing a 3 movies thing. You know, they took the first movie in 1978, and then they erased everything up until the 2018 movie.
Yep.
So they erased the timeline, you know,
Mhm.
and they came up with a better script, you know, money talks, you know, then they start throwing people in it, you know. So, you know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie does a good job. I like the Rob Zombie flicks.
Do you like his Halloween ones?
It was okay. I like the House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
That whole, because there's a trilogy to that, if I remember right. There's 3 of them now.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I love all of the Halloween movies in a certain way because I'm a super fan, but he's a big Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, right? And that's just scumbaggy trash people in those movies.
Mhm.
And that's the kind of movie it is. When you watch the original couple Halloweens, that's not what any of those people are like.
Right.
So he made it a Rob Zombie Halloween. I get that. That's cool and all, but you know, it's not for me as much, you know,
Right.
even though I still kind of like him a little bit, but I do like his other movies. Yeah.
I like the thriller and suspense shit almost a little bit more. Because then it doesn't have to be
a slasher or something.
or
like
yeah,
that,
or gory or any of that shit, but it can still be suspenseful. Like when they started doing like The Ring, you remember that one?
Yeah. It
That
was a
was
suspenseful
dope.
film. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's not really in any of that, but it's still kind of a thrilling, exciting, suspenseful The Squid Game, dude.
I've been hearing a lot about that.
Everybody's
yeah.
watching this thing. It's funny because I seen it and was immediately intrigued, and like a week later,
Everybody's talking about
it's
it.
all
yeah.
over the internet. And I was like, beat you. We were talking about this before the podcast with music.
Yeah.
I'm either way ahead of the curve or way behind the
Yeah.
curve.
Same.
Same thing with TV shows and shit. Like sometimes I'm on them from day one, and then sometimes it's like season 4. The one you got to check out, dude, is What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
It's amazing. It is so. It's a mockumentary, so
Mhm.
it's like The Office,
Yeah.
Parks and Rec, that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But vampires
Okay.
in Staten Island.
Is it serious or it's
It's
jokeable?
hilarious.
Okay, it's jokey. Yeah.
And one of the coolest parts about it is it's like episode 2 or episode 3. Some werewolves get introduced,
Cool.
and I'm in the garage. I'm working. I got a tiny little TV and a Roku out there. I got it on in the background, and all of a sudden I recognize this voice. I'm like, no fucking way. And I turn around, and sure as shit, Bobby, this kid I went to high school with, is in that TV show.
Cool.
Playing one of the werewolves. I shit you not.
That's funny.
He's never made another appearance in it, but it was pretty cool, man. Taika Waititi
Cool cameo. Huh?
fucking directs it. It's a cool show, man. It's super fucking funny.
All right.
I love it. I think it's great. And it's like currently active as well.
I'll take your
So you
suggestion.
can binge like the first 2 seasons or whatever it is and then catch up. It's awesome.
Nice.
It's great. I love it. I'm excited every time I see a new episode. And then C, that's the other one. C, it's about a bunch of fucking blind
SEE?
people. Yeah, it's on Apple TV.
Cool.
That shit's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa's in it.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Everybody's blind. everybody's blind. Like
You know,
the
I'd
whole
rather-
world.
I'd
like,
rather be
like the
blind
whole
than
world
deaf,
went blind.
man. I'd rather be
Oh,
blind.
100%,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
We can still jam if I'm blind, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
We can still jam.
I'm blind anyways. I have terrible sight.
I got pretty bad sight too. You ever thought about LASIK?
I've thought about it. I just went and got my prescription. I just got an eye exam the other day, and I have astigmatism in this eye, and it changed. He didn't tell me if it got better or worse. I'm not really sure of like the numbers or whatever, but it definitely changed because one day I went like this, and I couldn't see out of this fucking eye very well.
How old are you?
31, almost 2. You know?
Okay, it's definitely going to start stable. I remember this because I have them or had one or whatever. They stabilize over time. They get worse and worse and worse, and then eventually it's just like, okay, here you are.
Yeah,
and it has nothing to do with whether you can get LASIK or not. Because
do you wear contacts at all too, or no?
Yeah, and I hate them because my eyes just get dried out because I refuse to spend fucking $600 on contacts or whatever the shit, or 300 or 400, whatever the shit it is. It's ridiculous.
They're pricey, yeah.
But you go down there and you fucking talk to them. If you go to like the right place, it's like warranted for life as well.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I thought about it.
I really want to do it, dude.
Yeah,
I hate wearing glasses and contacts. It's a bitch.
Yeah. When did you lose your sight? Like puberty?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I lost mine
about
too.
12.
Yeah, 12, 13, exactly. Same here.
It started to go. Yep. You think they're related?
Puberty and that?
Yeah. And
yeah, totally. Yeah, your
so?
body is just changing, you know. So yeah, because I remember one day like riding in the car, I guess, because I wasn't driving yet, you know, with like my parents, and they're like, "Can you see that sign?" And it was just right around the time it was going bad. I'm like, "No, I can't see what it says at all." You know?
I think they caught me in an eye exam at school.
Yeah,
I could only go so far down anymore.
That's right. They did that, and the scoliosis
and the hearing test too.
Yeah. And the checking for lice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, school. They used to do shit at school.
Now you have iPads and everything's a little different. Yeah.
Now they just expect you to do it all at home.
I don't want to give my kid when my kid comes out and grows up like an iPad at all. I want to give I'll use the word it because I'm not going to give the gender out. Fucking a Super Nintendo or something like that, you know, or watch a TV like me, you know.
I'll give him a console.
Yeah.
They can play some video games, especially if the little fucker wants to jump on Twitch. Hell yeah. If you can pay for your own college by the time you go, do it.
Fascinating.
Do it.
Some of those kids make millions of dollars doing that shit.
Do it. I will
man.
help.
Yeah.
I will produce your fucking Twitch channel, you little shithead.
Yeah.
You little piece of shit. That reminds me what that reference is. That's another one on Apple TV called Mythic Quest. A dude that does Sunny in Philadelphia. Rob McElhenney.
Yeah, he's great.
He created a new show where he designed a video game, a giant MMORPG.
I've heard about it, yeah.
Amazing show. It's absolutely great.
What's your take? You said the word mythic, and it makes me think, because I like talking about these weird topics.
Sure.
But like actual like fairy tale mythic kind of things.
Okay.
You know, like what is your intake on that? And I mean, that could be fucking aliens, like the fucking goat man, the Bigfoot.
Well, let's just pick one at a time.
Yeah. So aliens.
I definitely
intergalactic people.
I definitely think it's so mathematically it's like a fact.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. So it's only a matter of whether they've come here or not, right?
Yeah.
I think the ancient aliens thing makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't think it's impossible that maybe there was even an ancient civilization of our... I'm even open to the idea of like, what do they call it? Transpermutation or something like that, where maybe we were from Mars and that planet was dying, so we bailed here. Like,
you mean like the cavemen and shit like that?
Yeah, or whatever. You know, whatever. I mean, any of it's plausible. Totally possible.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
I mean, like you get pretty fictional after a while with some of it, but when you talk
down to the ancient aliens thing is what I'm saying. Like, totally possible. Even like in the religious stuff, where like in my own Christian version of God, like flaming chariot from the sky, like fucking
they witnessed
dude
it, right?
Walked on water and fucking he rose up to the sky in front of everybody. It's like, I mean, now these are easily explainable things in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Well, what if that technology... I'm just saying it's possible.
The only so I totally believe in all of it, right? There's some things that are far-fetched, I think, 100%. Like if you get really in depth, like the fucking squid people that live under Alaska, and the lizards and stuff like that. I get into that a little bit. It's pretty
Lizard
fascinating.
people?
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. Especially like
I think it would make the most sense if that ties into the idea of the aliens.
Yeah.
Right? Like, think about it.
Well, they're the leaders of everybody. If you have like a map, like they are on the top is what is considered. Right?
I mean, I'm just saying, if there is another fucking race of aliens that are like somewhat reptilian and figured out how to like wear a human suit or digitally change their appearance.
It's totally possible. In my eyes, I think
makes sense.
My good friend Tony Perkins, who I referenced
whether it's true or not, I don't know, but
he made a point.
That's how I do.
Where when the world fucking crumbles, they can move at the speed of light, like fucking this. They can go from here to there in a blink of an eye. They can do whatever they want in spaceships and their technology, right? But they watch over everything that's happening on planet Earth, right? So if something really bad goes fucking wrong, like massive forest fires or giant riots across the United States last year and stuff like that, they're probably sitting up there being like, okay, what are you dumbasses going to do next? Because we need to your military ain't going to do shit. We're going to take care of this, And like, just for the example of like a zombie apocalypse, right? If somebody got infected, it was bad, and then we started having this stuff, they would be like, nah, we're going to fucking keep you, like the show, like on South Park, when all the aliens are up there and they're like, oh, on this week's episode of Earth, kind of similar concept, but totally believable. The goat man shit, super goofy. I do believe in like maybe this morphed person, or it's fucked up. The Bigfoot, what do you think?
Probably not.
I mean, same kind of concept that goes with that. It's super
the Bigfoot.
weird.
The Bigfoot thing, I think like maybe there was like, I don't know though. There are still some super thick. I don't know, man. There's also black bears. There's also black bears and brown bears that get injured on their front paws, and they can totally walk for like blocks and blocks and blocks.
Interesting.
On just their back feet.
Yeah.
So it's totally possible that people are seeing just a black bear or a brown bear.
Yeah.
Walking on its back feet or standing up for some reason. You know what I mean? Or maybe there is some ancient version of us that is huge
and hides out well enough.
And I don't think it's around anymore, but
it had to do with
it's based in some truth about, giants, or you know what I mean? Like I think a lot of that shit might be based in some ancient wives' tale of some version of truth.
Fascinating thing I saw or heard on the radio the other day.
Does that even make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, that they found DNA in penguins that is somewhat like giantism or alien or something like that. That they at one point, like a normal fucking penguin you look at is a little guy, or probably about that big, but they were
depends, but yeah,
they were like fucking 8 feet tall at one point, kind of thing,
Huh.
Yeah. And I have one, like, I guess I swear to God, like, moment where I feel like I've seen some type of beam of light shoot out from me once upon a time ago. That doesn't make me sound completely crazy, but I was there with also like 10 people.
Where did it shoot out of?
It shot out of, it was hovering over a lake. So
Did it shoot from the ground or did it shoot from the sky?
It was hovering over the lake and then shot up into the sky.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I'm like 15, 16. We sneak out to this beach out somewhere up north where we were, and it was like a Thursday, Friday night. There was a bunch of us. We had to hop over the fence so we could all go and skinny dip with, girls, and smoke cigarettes and smoke weed and have a bonfire on the beach like kids do. Right.
Like kids do.
Right. And we get over there and it's super quiet, because it's a fucking lake. It's a beach. It's kind of a hidden beach. And then you turn your head and then all of a sudden like blue, green, yellow, blue. I said blue already. Red. All these lights just gone, and it's brighter than fuck. Witnessed that once.
Crazy.
That's all I got. You know.
I mean, hey man, listen. So up until recently, the most credible alien abduction story I had ever heard of in my entire life, something my mom was obsessed with when I was a little kid. They made a movie out of it called Fire in the Sky.
Yep, I know what it is.
Still to this day, one of the best alien movies. I just seen it again like a month or two ago.
The weird movie.
It holds up. It holds up.
Yeah, I know.
Like the special effects, the graph, whatever you want to call it, VFX, whatever you want to call it, it holds up. The practical effects, I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good fucking movie.
Yeah,
and it's based on a.
So
true
how's this
story.
connected to your mom? You said, or your mom showed you?
She was obsessed with this story.
Okay,
Travis
sure.
Walton, the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Because she had read the book, and then because he had written a book, and then they made a movie, and so she was obsessed with the movie. So she made me watch the movie. She just thought it was a great movie, fucking awesome movie.
The whole implant thing is kind of weird to me.
All of the shit, the whole thing is fucking wild, but it's the most believable one, especially the legitimate real world investigation that went into that, the lie detectors, the fucking the corroboration. Like in the movie, they kind of painted it like they were all friends, right?
Yeah, but
in real life, a lot of them didn't even like each other, so they had no fucking reason to stick up for each other or corroborate. It's totally a group of people that should have ratted on each other and had all,
fascinating. Yeah,
no, it was just it's too clean. So it's either the greatest hoax ever pulled or it's real, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Until recently,
no, it's totally real.
Now we've got the Tic Tac, right? That was off the fucking USS. What is it? The Nimitz or whatever the fuck it's called. There's a bunch of credible high level people coming out and they're like, oh yeah, there's some shit out there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's us or another government with some crazy experimental technology, but I don't think so, man. I think it's aliens, dude. I do think it's real. I do think they're here, and I do think they've been here for a long time. Oh, yeah. I really do. I think we're just now able to like capture them credibly on video.
We're gonna have the Men in Black knock on your door here in a minute, so yeah.
Doubtful. Nobody watches this stupid fucking podcast.
Who's that? Is there
nobody watch the Men in Black ain't knocking on shit.
No, you know what I'm talking about, like the actual aliens with fucking dressed in the Men in Black outfits, right?
Aliens ain't watching this fucking podcast.
No, they can listen to everything we're doing though through
the
but
they're
stuff,
busy.
So,
they're busy. It's like the NSA. There's not enough of them to actually listen to all of us at the same time. They got to zero in on people.
I got a weird.
They'll abduct Rogan before they abduct me. He actually has these.
Yeah, he goes into a lot of those things. Yeah.
When Rogan goes missing, that's when I'll stop talking about aliens.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So, Netflix, for example, biggest streaming media platform of all time, arguably, right?
Yeah,
yes, it is definitely. Every kid growing up knows what Netflix is, right?
It's a household name. It's synonymous with streaming. They invented it.
People, since the DVDs, those fucking people, they've always posted movies and documentaries about alien stuff.
Sure. Yep.
Am I wrong? Is there some connection there?
I don't know.
No other place does it like they do in that sense. You know, a lot of fucking different UFO, alien, weird ass shit.
But they'll put up just about anything, and
they did put up Human Centipede. So yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and they refuse to give in to cancel culture.
Fair enough. Yeah,
they won't pull anything. When Tom Segura put up his special and he was talking about the R word,
yeah,
retard.
Yeah.
They refuse to pull it down. Dave Chappelle's got a new special that just dropped called The Closer. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list.
I watched the first half of it. It's really good.
He's so funny.
I can't wait to finish it. I like watching comedy before podcasts.
Yeah.
It just changes my brain chemistry as I go into a podcast.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, like before I go shower and get ready and everything, I'll sit down and watch a little bit of comedy. It's really good. It's a really good way to go into it, but people want that pulled down, and they're like, no, fuck you. Which is how it should be. Like, if you don't like something, don't watch it. Tell your kids they're not allowed to watch it.
I think that's easy enough.
Don't cancel shit. I'm over it, man.
Yeah. I got nothing.
I'm over it.
I think we kind of said it like this, because I got a baby on the way. I got basically 3 records that I'm a part of that are coming out. Obviously, 2 of them will create results for me, of moving forward as playing music and stuff like that. But, I'm going to be there for my wife and my kid. But, I feel like I got some really good records under my belt, which is going to cause, like, going into next year.
Yeah.
A fun year.
Yeah.
I'd love to get on a tour bus with my family.
Yeah. And the beautiful part about it nowadays is if you do it right, and I'm sure V is capable of this. I fucking certainly hope Flip is capable of this.
Yeah.
100%. You don't go out on tour for 3 to 6 months like you used to anymore.
No.
Go for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Come home for a week.
Sometimes you do just weekend stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you can totally do it. You don't. The problem is, and I don't know the inner workings of every band, but a lot of bands don't make enough money doing those things. And so they do feel like they have to choose between like a day job.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they got a kid on the way and they're like, the time I'm dedicating to this unprofitable band, I need to go get a second job.
Right.
Whereas if the band was more profitable, that is the second job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's good management at the end of the day. I've always thought that if you have a good fucking manager running the show for you, then you're the artist. You get to be creative. You get to do your thing. And that's no diss on anybody. It's just, that's how it is. I look at any band that's going to go out and do something. That's what it comes down to, When you have a job, you have a boss. And you're a band, your boss is your manager,
You think?
Yeah. I really do.
I think your manager works for you.
Well, they technically do. But they're also the ones that know the people that are going to put you into the places where you need to go to make money. Even though that they're going to make money. You know what I'm saying? I learned that a lot from the movie Public Enemies. Not
like
Public Enemies.
If it's a real manager, like a real pro who actually has real connections and he's actually teaching you and grooming you, then I see what you're
Public
saying.
Enemies is the NWA movie I'm thinking of. Yeah. I mean, that band was nobody until they became somebody, because of that manager,
Yeah. Now that was a guy who'd been in the industry and had already done some big shit, though. That's a lot of us. You try to go get a manager, right? And the number one thing you'll hear is find some young kid that that's really passionate about your band. It's like, that's not a fucking manager. That's an assistant.
Yeah.
I want a manager. I want somebody who's going to tell me what I'm doing wrong, show me how to fix it, or hook me up with the people I need to be hooked up with in order to fix it or make it happen.
Right.
I want to scale this thing. I want to take it bigger. I want you to do things I can't do on my own or for myself.
Metallica is a really good band that has a really good manager because they
have a pair. It was 2 dudes for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's just one person now, but they make things still exciting as a band when they only do so much, when they only release a record once every 6 to 10 years kind of thing.
I think Lars is a big part of that.
But they keep things exciting where they want to play every single continent, I just went and saw them in Kentucky, saw them twice. They played a whole completely random set, then they played a completely other random set, but then they played the Black Album. But they played the Black Album in reverse. That's kind of cool, right? Because cool. It's the 30th anniversary of that record.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. They always do something special, and that's another thing I think young bands really need to focus on is, especially if you're in a music town, nobody gives a fuck about 4 bands playing on a bill. Make it an event. Like, make it something different. Like, what's different about these 4 bands on this night versus those same 4 bands a year from now?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Themes and ideas and things are really a good idea.
Figure something out to make it special.
Yeah. No,
get creative.
It's a great idea. Yeah.
I mean, that's what a decent manager should be talking to you about too. Yeah. Anything else you want to wrap up?
No, I'm pretty good, brother.
Should we wrap her up?
Yeah. Let's get going. You didn't ask me my one weird question.
Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. No. I ran out of good, clever ones.
You're still a little feeling the hot sauce, I see. Yeah.
No, I just got the munchies.
Yeah.
I forgot to eat dinner before this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat dinner when I get home. So
I didn't really forget. I just kind of ran out of time.
no, you're good, brother. I love you, man.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, Eric.
Thanks, brother.
You're a good dude.
You
I love
are
you,
too,
man.
Love you too.
Hope you guys enjoyed this. All the links to follow him and his shit are all below in the description.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Along with my stuff. I don't think I have your Instagram handle. It's kind of convoluted. It's like fucking Vo6 BBB6 some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just if
Just
you
look
type
up
in my
Eric
name, it
Vobejda
will
on
pop up.
Instagram.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think you're the only one on there. All
I'm
my
the only-
shit's Jared Singer Live. If you guys want to see me say a bunch of dumb shit online, pick your platform. Follow me, Jared Singer Live. Hit like, subscribe if you haven't. And if you're feeling extra juicy, I don't know why I've been saying that lately. If you're feeling extra juicy, go to patreon.com/Jared Singer Live and you guys can join there and do that cool shit. So appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And yeah, let's do this again, man.
Totally, brother. Thanks,
Dude,
man.
next time you come on, you should bring Jason. Bring your son.
Yeah, I'd love to bring him.
And
Yeah.
not in October so we can get fucked up.
Yeah. He should just do one on his own and then we'll do one together, too, I think.
I'm
It'd be
down.
good. So
Shout
yeah.
out to Jason, dude. Come on the podcast, buddy. We'll play your other song on the way up. I'll mute this up and play that too. This is Acid.
Cool. Love this.